everybody. So today I'm going to talk about what can you do to modernize your business in the Microsoft space. I think it's important that every business realizes that they need to modernize from two aspects. How do you reduce your total cost of maintaining your existing applications? How do you enable your business to get more business by actually, enhancing functionality and putting in more information into your core business systems? So as I run through the presentation, you will see what we can offer from a Microsoft modernization aspect. So I'll talk about what is the general market demand that you see and why businesses are looking at migration today. What are our specific offerings in this space? And specifically, I will go in detail for the VB to .NET migration, which is one of the classic migrations that we actually would like to offer to you. You can look at any other legacy system that you have today and follow a similar pattern. From a market demand perspective, I'm showing you Forrester reports. If you look at Forrester reports today, the top 3 things that you see is why customers look at modernization is to reduce their operating cost. Typically, 66% of the overall cost is spent, that is the IT budget, is spent today on maintaining the existing applications. More and more customers want to bring that down drastically because that is where you can bring more value add into your business. The other thing is, how do you help turn around additional business value addition from a IT information system standpoint? The third thing is, how do you reduce the risk of obsolete technologies? Today you find a lot of technologies which are not supported anywhere, which are probably running out of skills in the market. You're struggling to maintain them. So that is where a lot of the migration actually comes into place. And before I get into this, I'm going to talk about what we can offer from an overall value add. But I think I will probably after the session, we can talk in detail about any specific area that you would like to talk about. On VB6 to .NET, you all must be aware that VB6 has been out of support from Microsoft, and every customer is now slowly starting to migrate out. You run the risk of not having support for future development in VB6 if you are going down the path of VB6. For example, Windows 7 and Windows 8 64-bit operating systems do not support VB6 today. SharePoint. SharePoint is becoming a very large platform for people to move their applications in. It provides a lot of collaboration. It is looking at web publishing, content management, as well as overall team collaborations. SharePoint is the market leader today. So for those of you who are already in SharePoint, we have offerings which actually can move you from older versions of SharePoint into newer versions of SharePoint. For those of you who are not in a particular version of SharePoint, but you have discrete applications in various technologies, we can actually help you move into a collaborated platform so that people in various divisions of your organizations can collaborate, can publish content, view content. App remediation. In terms of app remediation, what we offer is, when you move from one particular operating system into another, the applications may not run as is. There is a need either to rewrite the application or what we call as remediate the existing application so that it will run in the new operating system. So as part of this, we have our Dell IP tools where we bring in and evaluate and assess your applications, and we get a RAG report, what we call as RAG, which is red, amber, green. It tells us whether your application will run successfully in the new platform that you're moving to, or whether it needs any remediation, or you will need to completely rewrite your applications. From a database migration standpoint, a lot of your applications, if they are in the legacy world, are also running legacy database systems. It could be a Sybase system, it could be an MS Access system. So it could be even if you're running a mainframe system, it could be even a DB2 database. So as part of this service, when we move the applications, we also help you move out of those legacy databases so that you can actually cut down your cost. Because cost is coming from two different aspects. One is the difficulty in maintaining the legacy, as well as the licensing costs that you're paying for different discrete systems. On migrating to HTML5, I think one of the earlier speakers did talk about HTML5. A lot of customers now, as I'm sure a lot of you are evaluating, want to move to a rich client application. People earlier were very used to using text-based information systems. Today, if you look at it everywhere, right from newspaper ads to everything, it's a lot of pictorial, rich UI that people want to look forward to. So if you want to migrate any of your legacy applications using rich client UI, we can help you do that. Any to .NET. This is going to follow the same pattern about what we have in VB6 to .NET, but what we can do out here, it could be a C++ application you have, it could be a Power Builder application you have, or it could even be Oracle Forms you have. You might have any legacy system which is not catering to your demand today. And we can help you migrate from that into a .NET platform. We can also help you move out from legacy versions of .NET into newer versions. A lot of you might already be using .NET, but maybe in 1.1 or 2.0 versions. So we can help you move out. We have tools which will directly enable your applications to work on the latest versions of .NET so that you can add easily functionality and you can maintain it very easily. I'll be moving on specifically to the VB6 to .NET migration and talk about what is our process and what we bring to the table for you. Typically for any migration, there are two different types of drivers. One is the technology driver, the other is the business driver. From a technology driver standpoint, specifically in VB6, as I mentioned earlier, it's running out of support. So customers are being asked to eventually migrate out of VB6. Gartner receives at least 100 requests every month about different programming languages and what they are expected to be heading towards. So as per Gartner, for VB6, they're asking people to immediately start moving because there is an immediate threat or risk to your business. There are other languages like Power Builder as well as Oracle Forms where the threat is not imminent, it's medium term, where you can actually look through whether you want to move right now, maybe you can move in the next 1 or 2 years. But in VB6, there is an immediate need to start moving out. If a lot of you are having a large IT business internally and you are actually trying to deploy maybe a newer version of the OS, for example, if you're on Windows XP and you're moving into Windows 7, the application may not even run on Windows 7. So you might need to either see how you can move into an older version and stay as is, or whether you need to rewrite or migrate. From a business driver standpoint, there are a couple of things. One, VB6 applications typically have been written maybe 10, 15 years back. The business processes that they supported in those days probably are not even relevant to your business today. There's probably a lot of need for you to start upgrading your business processes to meet your new demands. So you might want to move out from that aspect. The second aspect is, in those days, there were discrete systems which were working. Today, your businesses will be needing a lot more integration across your IT landscape. When you have to do that kind of an integration, some of these legacy technologies are not very supportive of that. So you will need to again move out. The cost of operations. Today, there are two things. One, as I said, it's difficult to maintain VB6 code. Secondly, the skill is becoming a rarity. Not many people are working today in VB6. So if you really want to start enhancing your applications around that, it's going to be difficult. All this adds on to the cost and the time it's going to take for you to do changes on your VB6 applications. So both these drivers together will make you want to look at migration. So now I'll talk about if you have these kind of issues, what we can do. As you can see, this is our overall process and what we bring to the table. We have a 4-step process, which is basically evaluate, define, migrate, and deploy. In the evaluate and define phase overall, we look at what is the landscape of applications you're having, what is it that you want to do about it, what are the challenges that you will have if you're moving out or you want to migrate. So we bring in specific tools to evaluate that, and at the end of it, we talk about what is the roadmap you will have for the migration. There may be applications which you might want to rationalize as part of this. There may be applications which you might want to, sorry about that. Can you help? Thanks. So there may be applications which you might want to rationalize, cut down, take out the systems. So as part of all of the migration roadmap and into a newer platform and then still have all the issues that you had in the old code. So we come and help you refactor that, take out redundant code, make it much more easier for you. There may be particular standards that you might be following as a company today. We can help you get there. The output of that is the .NET code that you look at. Now, I talked about the approaches. We have 3 different approaches that we have. On the extreme left, you will see we call it as an automated migration. This is, we use a tool-based migration. We come in, we use it as in the migrate phase, we use a tool, so it converts majority of your code using the tool. Wherever the tool does not do it, then we come in and do a manual changes and get it working. On the extreme right, you will see the re-engineering. Again, as I said, a lot of your processes, a lot of your applications may not actually be just right for taking over using a tool-based migration. You might want to say, take out these 2 applications, instead get me a new application which does these functionalities. So we come in and we rewrite all the functionality that you really need and what you need in future. What we have in between is a combination of the 2. There may be some of your core business processes that you want to change. There may be some of your non-core business processes which you might want to retain as is. So we come discuss those with you and then plan out the entire migration roadmap. So the overall way of getting around this, we help you look at what is the technology vision you have as a company, what are your future business plans, as well as what is the cost benefit that you will get by doing this migration. Based on this, we actually arrive at which of the 3 approaches we want to take, and we go ahead with that. Now, YDEL Services. I think I was having some conversations outside with a few of you, and some of you is asking, what is it that you bring to the table? So specifically from a VB to .NET or any of the migrations that I talked about, one is we have proven tools and technologies. As a company, we have invested in creating a lot of IP internally that we can actually use for your migrations. These are very well-known market proven tools, which is going to bring a lot of value add to you. Second one is from a scalability standpoint. We have worked with applications which are as small as 2,000 and 3,000 lines of code to each application being 5 million lines of code also. So you can come with just one application and say, I want to migrate this. You can come to us and tell us, I have a huge landscape of legacy applications. Can you tell me how I can move? Can you help me transform my business? So we can scale what you need, and we can provide those services. The last one is, what are the benefits that you will realize? Using our tools, technology, and our expertise and our methodology, we have given 40 to 60% cost savings to customers. So as part of your migration roadmap, I will show you down, we really help you get those dollar benefits. Now, this is a sample of a return on investment analysis that we have done. As I said, it is important for you not just to move to a new technology. As a business, you need to find the benefit back. So when we come back and let you know that this is the way you should migrate, this is a strategy you should take, we help you put up a return on investment case. So if most of you are from the IT departments, and you might want to go back and talk to your business departments about how you can get the money to do all of this. So we help you put this information that you can take back to your business and show them how it is beneficial to move out to later technologies. So in that specific case, for example, if you had seen the slide, we actually brought down the cost of maintaining the systems by 50%. This is a use case that we have of a leading global information systems company, where we migrated their portfolio of applications which were in, they had classic ASP, they had VB, they had Sitecore, they had some bit of C++, so we helped them move to .NET. They also had older versions of .NET, which we actually migrated so that they went on to one unified platform. So you didn't have people who had to know multiple versions, multiple languages. You had one platform that you had working on. As part of this, they were able to eliminate a lot of hardware and software. So they were able to make 40% reduction in their maintenance cost. And from an overall standpoint, from a maintenance aspect, we were able to provide them 25% productivity improvement. What it means by productivity improvement in maintenance is, today you may be spending a lot more effort in either integrating with other systems or enhancing your existing system. That comes down when you move to later technologies, because technology is growing at a pace where it becomes much easier for you to do things than it was earlier. So that brings me to the end of my session, and I think I can take questions probably after this session. Thank you.